Hey cruisers, welcome to this week's live stream vlog. We are so happy to have you here today on this Saturday. You're always asking me when the next live stream is going to be, so I'm going to tell you right now when our next one is. It is 2 weeks from today. It is going to be on Saturday, April the 8th, and guess what we are talking about? All things Alaska for that one. So get your Alaskan questions ready. We can talk about cruise lines. We can talk about activities. We can do it all. Sydney's here. Hey, Sydney. No, you are not early. You are right on time. Welcome. I think you might be the first person in the live chat. Emily's here too. Hi, Emily. Good to see everybody coming in. I wanted to let everyone know that this episode is indeed sponsored by cruiseline.com, where, as you know, you can find reviews, photos, and tips from real everyday cruisers. They are verified, and the reviews are the good, the bad, and the ugly. You are getting the real thing, you guys. Be sure to check out their website by clicking on the comments below. Once we make this live stream a replay, you will be able to go straight to their website from the link in the notes below. We are also really excited in the next few weeks to be telling you a little bit more about their awesome upgraded and updated Cruise Line Crew loyalty program. It is an awesome way to earn swag and cool points and status on their website for doing things like uploading pictures and writing reviews. So we will keep you very closely posted on that. Let's see who is in the chat. We've got a lot of people coming in. We've got Emily, Cody, Pete, Bonnie, Adam, Night Audit. Hey, Night Audit, Bonnie Lee, Natalie, Tasman, Scott Laird, Sydney Forrester, Monica, Zerbgan, Veronique. Jessica's here. Hi, Jessica. I'm going to answer your question today, so stay tuned. Trista, Steve, Raziel, Shelly, Tango Family, Chris and Catherine Evanson, Calvin, Nunya, NJ Ron, don't know how to say that, sorry. Lydia, Mary, Appledon, Sherry Sandlin. Sherry, you spell your name just like I do. McFlirty. Hello, McFlirty. Angela Potter, Razzie. Oh my goodness, I can't keep up. Chris, Sherry Brent. Sherry Brent, you almost spell your name like I do. Let's see here. Who do we have? T. Hall, LaShawn, Lauren, Eros Nike, Jody Hernandez, Britton. All right, everybody is here. Thank you so much. Hey, Pete, we love Cruise Line too, and the Shipmate app. Yes, they're awesome. We use them all the time. Super awesome. Hey, Beth from Syracuse, Call Center Boy. Hi, Mike and Cheryl. Yay, you did make it. I know you guys are trying to help your daughter with a move today, right? Thank you so much for making the time. Tell your grandson hi for us. Hey, LaShawn, Wisconsin. Hey, DJ Vex. Lily Tuccio. Oh no, you guys, I cannot read some of these names. Hi, Lee Jack. So we're really excited to be hanging out with you guys today. There's so much going on. We have the coolest video coming up for you all on Thursday. And can I tell them what it is? Do you think I should tell them what it is, or should we leave it a surprise?
Yeah, surprise.
A surprise. Okay, we're gonna keep it as a surprise, but I do want to tell you one hint, and the hint is it has something to do with Royal Caribbean. You guys are always asking us a lot of questions about Royal Caribbean, so this is going to be an awesome episode. Do not miss it. Make sure you turn on the little notification bell on our YouTube channel so that you can get notified when this one comes out. We're really excited. So I've just let everybody know when our next live stream is, in case you missed it. It is April 8th. We're going to be talking all things Alaska, but we can talk about other things too. So please come, even if you're not necessarily interested in talking about Alaska. We can do some normal Q&A as well. But we've been getting a lot of requests for Alaska, so come and join us. Also wanted to let all of you know that we're working hard on doing some more Facebook Live. The reason that we like Facebook Live, as you know, is because the comments save over there. So please be sure, if you're not already, to follow us over on Facebook. We are not really on a schedule with that. We're kind of just doing it out of the blue when we have some time. The last one was on a Sunday night and it worked out really well. So follow us on Facebook to be alerted when that happens, and then you can also see all of the comments after we save that Facebook Live post later, so that you don't lose all of the information that's gleaned from that. So let's see here. We've got a couple of new people coming in. We have Cheryl from New Orleans. Hi, Cheryl. Glad you made it. And let's see who else we have here. Emily, Chris, Terry, Kim. All right, awesome. I'm going to get to some of the questions that we've been getting on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram this week first, because we've had so many questions, and I wanted to make sure that we got to some of those questions first. And the first one comes from Jennifer Hudgens. Let's see if we can help Jennifer here. Let's see. Jennifer drives a truck for a living, so she can't always log into these live streams. So she wants to know how to avoid sunburn when you're fair-skinned. And I'm super fair-skinned too, Jennifer. I burn in about 10 to 20 minutes, not joking. If I'm not wearing a sunscreen, I turn pink. So I'm with you. She's going on a cruise, and she said that she's going to be spending a lot of time in the sun. So I'm going to tell you some of my tips, Jennifer, and then we're going to have everybody else weigh in on some sun protection tips and how not to burn when you're really fair skinned. And I'll read them back to you since the comments here don't say. But one of the things that I do, Jennifer, to avoid sunburn is I wear rash guards when I'm in the water. And there's so many cute ones available on Amazon. What we're going to try to do is put some of them in our Amazon marketplace for you. I think I've bought some good surf brands there, maybe Roxy or Quicksilver or something, and they're actually long sleeve rash guards and they look really good. They're not baggy unless you want them to be. They look really good if you're wearing like a bathing suit underneath it. I wear like my bikini and I wear the bikini bottom and the rash guard on the top, and I wear a hat when I'm in the water. And I have gone to Cancun and hung out in the water for an entire day without a sunburn. That is my best tip for you because you really just need to cover your skin. The other thing that I would recommend is that you do a little pre-tanning. I'm not talking about going to a tanning booth or anything like that, but before you go on your cruise, try if there's any way you can get out in the sun 5 or 10 minutes a day and just kind of get a little bit of exposure to your skin. Nothing major, wear your sunscreen, but get your skin accustomed to it. That's another thing that I would recommend that you do. The other thing too is don't worry about being pasty. These days I don't think being tan is as cool as it used to be. So if it bothers you, wear self-tanner. I use self-tanner all the time because I'm starting to be very sensitive to the fact that my skin is not gonna last forever and the wrinkles are happening and I'm starting to see like more icky, like skin deterioration on my chest. So rock that self-tanner and wear the sunscreen. I use Neutrogena Wet Skin Spray for my whole entire family. I actually think it's called Wet Skin Kids, and it works really well for me. My husband, I use a slightly lower SPF on him, but I think the SPF my son and I use is like a 75. So let's see if we have any other tips coming in here for you yet. Do you see any sunscreen tips yet? I'm not seeing any yet.
I saw one, yeah. Wear a hat, keep some light cover clothing on, put sunscreen on every 2 hours a week.
There we go. So we do have a tip for you. Another one, Jennifer, on the sun protection from Raziel 1687 says, wear a hat, keep some light cover clothing on. Good advice. And put sunscreen on every 2 hours at least. That is very good advice. Thank you so very much. Somebody here said that they loved our don't even think of packing that video. That's Sherry. Thank you so much, Sherry. Yes, we released that last Thursday and it has had a lot of views. People like to talk about things you shouldn't do on a cruise, shouldn't pack on a cruise. We found that those tend to be pretty fun to do. So I hope you liked all of the all of the photos and images my husband put in there. We got a kick out of finding a hookah to put in that one. It was really funny to find like an image that we could use. So thank you so much for the comment. Nunya says, Nunya business. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Best thing is get out in the sun a little bit here and there ahead, like you said. Always works in Texas. Yeah. Always Be Booked Cruises is here. Hey, Tommy, how's it going? Tommy wears a Hawaiian Tropic with a bronzer for his frog belly bottom complexion. Okay, I have a weird image now, Tommy. I don't think you really have a frog belly, but that's a really good tip. So are you saying Hawaiian Tropic? It's like a Hawaiian Tropic sunscreen with a bronzer. What SPF do you use? Do you know? Chris and Catherine are saying, don't forget about your feet with the sunscreen, I assume. Jessica says she loves Neutrogena sunscreen face stick. Oh, I forgot to mention that. That's such a good idea. Those face sticks that you rub on, that is such a good tip. I use those on my child. So yeah, Justine, you did make it. Awesome. I'm sorry. I know that the East Coast time is a little bit challenging. So let's see. Cody says, we are one of your favorite cruise and travel channels on YouTube, but notice someone has taken one of our thumbnails without giving us credit. Oh, busted. Really? I didn't know that. We have seen some funky stuff out there before. We have seen people taking portions of our thumbnails before. Like they'll take a piece of it. Like, gosh, I forgot what it was, but there was one of our packing videos, something with a red line through it. We saw it on somebody else's video too. Thank you for letting me know. If you want to send me a private message and let me know where it is, we can take care of it. Although I don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. I mean, it's YouTube after all, so what are we going to do about it, right? So Sydney says, reapply sunscreen after getting out of the pool or ocean. Awesomeness 86 wants to know, what's our favorite cruise ship? My favorite cruise ship is whatever cruise ship I'm on. No. In all seriousness, that is a really hard one. I have to say that a lot of the cruise ships that I've been on are pretty similar. So a lot of the princess ships that we've been on have sort of been I like them all for the same reasons. We liked Liberty of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas, for totally different reasons, because there were a massive amount of activities to do on that ship, and it was just huge and grand and different than anything we'd ever seen. We also love Carnival Miracle, and we're hoping to jump on Carnival Miracle. Why can't I say Miracle today? Miracle again soon, before it relocates over to Tampa. That ship is wacky. It has so much crazy decor. It has like an Alice in Wonderland themed lounge. So when we go on that ship, we'll vlog for you, but we like them all. I tend to like mid-sized ships the most, so pretty much any mid-sized ship that I've ever been on is great. I would love to get on board Carnival Vista. I would also love to go on Regal Princess, Caribbean Princess, some of the newer princess ships. So I hope that that helps and answers your question. Bonnie is reminding us to take some chapstick with SPF in it. Bonnie, you're so right. So we've got someone talking about the feet. We've got somebody talking about the lips. Yes, we do need to be careful about all those things. Okay, next question today is from Rachel Shugart over on Facebook. Hi, Rachel. Okay, this is a really good question. We've never covered this before, and I don't know the answer, you guys. So maybe somebody who's in the live chat now can help me to answer this. But Rachel wants to know about declaring stuff that you buy on your cruise. Like, when you know, tax and duty-free stuff. You know how when you fill out your customs form at the end, it tells you, do you need to declare anything? Did you purchase anything? She's asking, she's like, what if my daughter buys a mug? What if I buy a t-shirt? Do I need to declare it? I told Rachel that I don't declare it because I don't usually spend that much money on souvenirs or anything, but I always feel that that section on the form is for larger purchases, so I don't do it, Rachel, but that's kind of up to you. I will watch for some comments here for you. Sherry Brent is asking if we've ever paid for a day pass at an all-inclusive resort, and yes, we do. We love doing day passes at resorts when we go to certain ports where we find that maybe we're a little burned out on the shore excursions in that particular port, or we just want to try something new, or maybe we just feel like being at a pool that's not very crowded. So I love doing that. We've done it before. I don't have specific tips on the Bahamas, but I know that Doug at cruiseradio.net just did a review on a day pass resort in Nassau, I want to say. So go to cruiseradio.net and look and see if you can find that review on his website. It was very recent. Jessica wants to know if there's any great ships out of Seattle. Jessica, there are dozens of great ships out of Seattle going to Alaska. There's so many, I don't even know where to start. It depends on your desired experience, but there are tons. It's a really popular port. It's one of our favorite cruise ports. It's absolutely wonderful. So yes, there are. Let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and answer our next question today. And that is going to be from Jessica. Jessica, you have so many questions in this post. I'm going to try to hit them one at a time for you, okay? Did you guys hear that? We have an Amazon Dot in our house, and I think that Alexa just thought I said Alexa, even though I said Jessica, so hopefully she will not say that again. Sorry, you guys. I can't find the answer to the question I heard. Alexa, I'm not talking to you. Sorry. Okay, well, that was funny. All right, let's see here. Jessica. All right. First question is, what do you think of Royal Caribbean? Jessica, we love Royal Caribbean. The fact that we don't sail on it very much is just a result of the fact that there are no cruises right now out of the west coast of the United States for Royal Caribbean, at least not in California. So if there were ships over here, if there were Royal Caribbean ships that were sailing to the Mexican Riviera and we didn't have to fly, we would be on those ships all the time. Yes, we do gravitate more towards Norwegian, Princess, and Carnival, but that's because of convenience. We do love those cruise lines very much, but we cruise where we can cruise locally out of our backyard as much as possible and not fly. So hopefully that answers that question. You also were looking for some tips on what to do in Falmouth, Jamaica. Hopefully some of our subscribers and folks in the live chat can give you some advice on what to do in Falmouth. I've never been there, so I'm not sure. And you also wanted to know if you're on a cruise with a lot of free dining, do I stick to the buffet? No. For dinner time, I almost never go to the buffet. We might do that if we've had an exhausting beach day and we don't want to go to the dining room, we may do that. But I think on the ship that you're talking about, I think you should try the specialty dining, especially if you've paid for the package or maybe consider buying a package. And just enjoy all of that. And then you also asked me, what time should you go to bed and what time should you wake up to get the most out of your cruise but stay well rested? My advice to you, I've never been asked that before, so I really had to think about it. It would be, depends on your situation. If you want to party, stay up late and don't worry about it. But if you want to feel really good, I would recommend trying to stick to the schedule that you're on at home. That's what I do. I usually go to bed by 10 and I'm up at 5:30 or 6, and that's just how we roll. And my husband and son are on a totally different schedule. So we just try to stick to the same schedule we're on at home, but we don't really think about it. It's just kind of an unconscious thing. Hopefully that helps you. And I think your last question is there a trick to making the most out of a less than perfect cruise? Yeah, I mean, that's difficult because it depends on what's going wrong. If something's going terribly wrong, it's hard not to be upset. But I think that the key is to go into your cruise with lower expectations. Assume things are going to go wrong, assume things are going to change, assume you're going to miss a port. And those are all the questions that we have. I think that my husband has a question for us. What do we have?
I have two. One from Ed Mark. Any tips on getting the most out of a large cruise ship? Did you answer that one?
No, I haven't. Hi, Ed Mark. Nice to have you here.
Booked on Harmony.
Okay, Ed Mark is booked on Harmony of the Seas and wants to know any tips for getting the most out of large cruise ships. Yes, I absolutely have tips for you, Ed Mark. First of all, pre-planning is important. I think you probably already know that. You are going to want to watch the video that we have coming out on Thursday. Hint, hint. That's another tip I have for you. You can definitely make some reservations beforehand for entertainment, but I wouldn't overbook yourself in advance. You can also make reservations online. On Harmony of the Seas, it's going to be really hard for you because you're going to want to do everything and you're not going to have time to do everything. So do some research and think about the things that you want to do the most and, set out to do them. I would recommend that you make the most of your first day on Harmony of the Seas, get on board as early as you feel comfortable, and get to some of those activities before they get booked. So hopefully those tips are helpful. All right, what's our next question?
The next one, I actually have an answer for.
Okay.
It's from Martha. And it says, on your Don't Even Think About It video, you mentioned not to pack anything that has a heating element. Mm-hmm. That's a rule of thumb, a good rule of thumb.
Right.
And she wants to know if that covers curling irons.
Okay, Martha, I'm so glad you're asking. Martha's question, you guys, is on our Don't Even Think About Packing That video. We told everyone not to pack anything with a heating element. And the number one question I have been getting since we put that video out is, what about my curling irons, flat irons, and hair dryers? You are absolutely A-okay to pack those. They are not necessarily considered heating elements. And as long as they are in good working condition, you are totally fine, Martha. But
check.
Oh yeah, always check the cruise line's policy. Yes, that's
Carnival,
a very good.
Caribbean.
Yeah, exactly. Check your cruise line's policy, but I've never had an issue, and I've taken a curling iron and or a flat iron on every single cruise I've ever been on, so you should be fine. Let's see what we have coming in here. I wanted to ask you guys a few questions to get the comments going too below that I thought would be super fun. Okay, you ready for this? What is your favorite sea day activity? So let's get the comments rolling on that while I answer another question. And honey, you have to tell me if I'm missing any questions that are coming in on the live chat while I'm doing this, okay? Okay. Becky Hopper has a question for us. Becky's going on an awesome Panama Canal cruise, 14 days, late October, with stops in Limon, Costa Rica, and Cartagena, Colombia. Do we have any good tips for Becky on what to do in Limon and Cartagena? This is going to be a Panama Canal cruise, guys, on the Carnival Freedom. So Becky, let's see if we can get some suggestions going for you there. That is what I'm hoping we'll have happen soon here. All right, now we have a question from Beth Coles. Beth is going on a princess cruise around the British Isles, which we are very excited for you for. We would love to do that someday, and she wants to know if we have any tips on either Princess British Isles cruise or the following ports, one of which I do not know how to pronounce, by the way, Beth, I'm sorry, but she's leaving from London and visiting Dublin, Belfast, Cork, Guernsey, did I say that right? Guernsey, Glasgow, Inverness, Orkney Islands, Edinburgh, and Paris. That sounds like so much fun. I'm really excited for you. So hopefully we can get a little bit of advice for you. Now I've lost connectivity, you guys, to the chat. It says that I'm unable to connect. So I'm going to have to rely on my husband to tell me what's going on over there. Are you able to see the chat comments, honey? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I lost connectivity at Sherry Brent. Said, yes, I'm stoked. and she's watching while her 9-month-old naps. So I'm not sure what's going on with the connection, but I think we're gonna have my husband check that out. Not sure what's going on with that one, you guys, but hopefully we can get some tips going there. Anybody know what Beth can do on those? All right, next fun question that I'd love to see you guys commenting on before. So we already talked about what is your favorite sea day activity. Now I want to know, what is your favorite cruise cocktail or beverage? So it could be a non-alcoholic beverage, alcoholic beverage, whatever it may be. So tell me what yours is. I'm gonna tell you right now what my favorite sea day activity is and what my favorite cruise cocktail or beverage is, and we will take it from there. So my favorite thing to do on a sea day is, number one, go to high tea if the cruise line offers it. That's so much fun. I absolutely love doing that. We also love going on like a little photo safari around the ship where we take our best cameras and we walk around the ship and take pictures. My favorite cocktail on a cruise is probably a toss-up either between a mojito and a gin and grapefruit juice with a splash of club soda. I'm getting so many awesome comments. Thank you so much for reconnecting me. My husband is a technical wizard, you guys. He literally like crawled on the floor around to my side of the cockpit over here and fixed my chat problem. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so some of the favorite sea day activities that we have coming in are, ooh, boy, there's so many, I don't even know where to start. Sun eating and shows. Some of the drinks that we have coming in, we've got the Labadoozy, the Royal Flush, Mango Smoothie, Mango Tango. Haha, Jeremy's agreeing with me on high tea for the sea day activity. We have Kiss on the Lips, Kim. What is that? Tell me what that is. Joe Ellen Crosby says Miami Vice or a Corona. That sounds good. A Corona sounds really good right now with a giant lime. Sounds so good. Smoothies for sure for Sherry. Pina coladas for Natalie. What else do we have here for the cocktails? Oh, a painkiller and a Bahama Mama. I've had one of those painkillers, Steve. Aren't those the ones you get on Tortola? I think that you can only get them on Tortola, or no? I mean, I'm not sure about that, but those are really good. Oh, Angie with an A says you haven't lived until you've had Norwegian's raspberry guava mojito. Okay, that sounds like my kind of drink. Yum. Thank you so much. Angelina likes to have the drink of the day. Emily likes to have a Bloody Mary. Pete is a mango daiquiri kind of man. Awesome, you guys. These are so much fun. Let's see what some of our comments are on sea day activities. Cindy on a sea day likes to do afternoon tea time in the sun and reading, and her favorite beverage is Pepsi and afternoon tea. Yes, yum, wonderful. All right, Tommy, let's see here. Oh, we're gonna go back to that, Tommy. I'll skip back to drinks in a minute. That's a good one though. Okay, let's see. What else do we have for sea day activities here, you guys? This is awesome. Jessica's got a really good drink tip for us, you guys. She doesn't like to spend extra money on cruises, but in the buffet likes to mix the orange juice and fruit juice. It's so good. Brandy on sea days relaxes in the Serenity area. That's a really good tip. Sounds awesome. Sherry likes the photo scavenger hunt idea. Yes, it's very cool. Awesome. Okay, very good ideas, you guys. I'm loving this. Joe Ellen, you've got a good one there with shopping. T Hall has a question for us. What do we do the most on any cruise ship? If I had to answer that without thinking, I'd say I walk more than anything else. We walk so much on ships. They're so huge. Hopefully that's a good answer for you. A few more of your favorite drinks coming in here. I want to see what they are. Okay. Night Audit, Bacon Caesar is your favorite drink? Just kidding. I don't think that's your favorite drink. I think that's one of your favorite things to eat somewhere, and I missed that part. Nunya Business says the Rebellious Fish is good. Scott Lara says the Blue Curacao. Oh, that sounds good. Is that a cocktail? Sounds delicious. Cindy says Coke instead of Pepsi on Carnival. Brandy's going for the Miami Vice. Tommy at Always Be Booked does straight up shots of Jim Beam. Tommy, I thought you liked vodka and soda. What happened to that? You also like shots of Jim Beam? I did not know that. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have here? Lydia's asking if there's high tea on Carnival. I see some questions coming in, so let's talk questions for a moment. Lydia, sometimes there's high tea on Carnival on sea days, but it's not, you can't count on it all the time, so you really need to check your newsletter for that one. It happens, but sometimes they'll do it in a lounge, sometimes they'll do it in one of the dining rooms. It's not as structured as Princess, but it is fun, and it's worth it, and I would go. So that is awesome. Oh, Justine said Caesar is a Bloody Mary for you Canadians. Okay, now I have offended Night Audit because I didn't know what he meant. I'm so sorry. That's really funny. Okay, so Night Audit says that the Caesar is a Bloody Mary but with bacon and made a bit different, the Canadian way. Night Audit, have you ever been on Carnival to their C-Day brunch and had their Bloody Mary bar? They have like a Bloody Mary section on the menu on Carnival's C-Day brunch, and you can do bacon, celery, horseradish, all these other wacky, amazing ingredients. It sounds really good, so I'm kind of glad we got talking about that. Now I'm craving a Bloody Mary. Angie with an A says she eats about 3 times her normal amount when on a cruise, eat, sleep, drink. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. That's very true. Joker Speaks is here. Hey, nice to see ya. On sea days, they love high tea and art auctions, kind of the guilty pleasure. And the Joker Speaks has mentioned to us before that you can get, generally, you guys, hot tip from the Joker Speaks, free champagne at the art auction. So don't miss out on that if you are an art lover. Let's see what we have coming in here. I feel like I've missed some questions. Do you see any questions I can answer?
I saw one that I thought might be fun to expand on, and it was, what's our least favorite cruise? Now, to set the stage for you, I said the short one.
Yes, that's exactly.
A lot of reasons.
Yeah, who asked that question? Do you know?
I've lost track.
That's okay. Somebody asked us what's our least favorite cruise, and my husband replied in the chat that it's a short cruise, and that's so true. That's the first thing I would have said. Our least favorite cruises are always the ones that are short. The shortest cruise we've ever been on is 2 nights, and it went by way too fast. And our favorite cruises have always been the long ones, the 10-night cruises. So that's a great question.
It's a different mood, though.
A different mood. Yeah, there's a different mood on shorter cruises is what my husband was chiming in with. It's true, there's a different mood and it's a different group of people. Sometimes on shorter cruises, everybody's like in a rush to get on and party. They're really frantic. They're drinking like crazy. And, you know, they're less expensive too. So you're going to have just a different crowd. And on longer cruises, it's a lot more relaxed, maybe even too relaxed for some people. Some people find that on 10 to 14 night cruises, they go nuts because they don't like to be that mellow and they get bored. So let's see here. Okay. Awesomeness86 says, on Carnival, do the Dr. Seuss for food, don't judge. Yes, I know what you mean. You're talking about the Dr. Seuss breakfast for, you're right, it is really fun and it is really good. We've done it and it's only $5 per person, and I'm sorry, but they serve filet mignon with their steak and eggs. I'm a fan too. I am not judging. Joker Speaks has had the green eggs and ham at the Dr. Seuss brunch. It's actually fun. Did you like the green eggs and ham? I didn't like it. It was really gross. But the steak and eggs was good. I think that's a good one. Jessica wants to know, why did I first cruise and why did I continue? That's a great question, Jessica. I went on my first cruise. My mom took me and my brother on a cruise for, I think it was my high school graduation. And it was me, my mom, and my brother on a little tiny Carnival ship out of Florida to like Cozumel and Jamaica. And it was my first cruise experience when I was really young. And then I went away to college and real life set in, and I could not afford to vacation, let alone cruise. But my husband and I had really been wanting to go on some vacations. We went to Paris one Christmas and had a wonderful time. But I told my husband after that cold weather European experience that I wanted our next vacation to be a cruise because I wanted him to experience it. So I think in about 2003, we jumped on Diamond Princess out of LA for a 7-night Mexican Riviera, and I was hooked into the more modern ship experience, and my husband fell totally in love with cruising. He was amazed by it. We continued for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is convenience. One of the reasons is price and value. But I think the biggest reason for us is we like the traditions of cruising. We love dressing up for dinner. We love being at sea. We love going out on the decks after dinner, walking around the promenade deck and feeling the sea spray, kind of up in our face. We love introducing our son to the sea. We love interacting with all of the staff on the ships. There's so many different things, but it really does boil down to convenience and value for us. We're really passionate about cruising as a holiday, but we do go on land vacations now and then for varying reasons, and we love land vacations too. We really like all-inclusive resorts. I think cruising kind of spoils you in that way. You get used to having everything at your fingertips. So that's how we got started. Sounds awesome. Let's see, more questions for me. Shoot, you got any for me, honey?
Does Princess offer wine tasting?
Does Princess offer wine tasting? Yes, on most of their voyages, they do offer wine tasting. On my last cruise, we had 2 wine tasting. Now, they're kind of different. You're not going to go up to like a standing bar type area and have wines poured like you would at a winery. But rather, what they do is they seat you at tables, and they put all of the glasses in front of you, and the sommelier gets up in front of the whole entire room of people and educates you on the wines, where they're from, the history of the wine, and they pair them with food. Some of the wine tastings are as inexpensive as $9 per experience. Some go up to about $27. I have to say that I did both of them on my last cruise. Sorry, I was a little bit naughty, but they were fabulous. The first one that was more expensive was about $25, and it was amazing. The food pairings were excellent. They even had some fancy chocolate, which was really lovely, and we enjoyed it so much. So I highly recommend that you do wine tasting. Absolutely. Okay, next question for me. Oh, you guys are talking about Fight Club over there? What's going on? I'm losing control of the chat.
Night Audit said he was looking forward to his fist cruise.
Night Audit, you're looking forward to your fist cruise. I think you mean your first cruise. That's really funny. Oh my goodness sakes. Adrian wants to know, how is the thermal spa on Norwegian Pearl? Okay, Adrian, I can't answer that because I've never been to the thermal spa on Norwegian Pearl. I've checked it out on Norwegian Jewel, and it was wonderful. Because we vlog on our cruises and do ship tours, and I have a little child, I don't usually get to spend as much time in the spa as I'd like, but they're great. I think my mom has spent some time in them and said that they're wonderful, worth every penny. Tommy at Always Be Booked says, do you think it's realistic that one day you will be, that I will do a world cruise? Tommy, I really hope so. I would love to, and I know you would too. I have in my closet, I have a small walk-in closet, and in my closet I have kind of this cork board where I put little things with, you know, push pins that I kind of dream of doing. And I have silly things on that board, whether it be like buying an RV someday to going on a world cruise. It's on the dream list. I just don't really know how I would take the time off of work. That's probably more of a consideration than anything else. In my job, being gone for more than 7 or 8 days would be pretty bad. So I don't know. I would really like to do it though. Hopefully in retirement. I know that sounds really far off, but I think so. How about you? Are you gonna make it happen? Let me know. And let me know how you're gonna do it too. I would love to. Let's see here. Martha, thank you so much for the kind compliments. Enjoy your Royal Caribbean cruise in June. That's awesome. Steve Roth, the Fight Club thing is coming back. The first rule of cruising is don't talk about cruising. That is so funny. I haven't seen Fight Club for a long time. I might have to rewatch that movie. Okay, no, don't watch that movie. My husband's like, nah, you don't want to see that again. I think I'm too old for that movie. Dawn's Family Vacations wants to know if I've done a transatlantic with Cunard going in May 2018. No, I haven't. I'm jealous. I'd love to do a transatlantic. And you'll have to let me know how it goes because I'm a port girl and not a sea day girl, so I'd like to know how you occupy yourself. Now, I know that Cunard, those ships are unbelievable and they are unprecedented in providing activities to people, so I cannot wait. Tukshiho said, met my husband on a cruise. Don't worry, my picture here is 12 to 15 years ago. Oh, that's so awesome. That's really cool. Oh my goodness sakes, I love it. Maddie wants to know if I've ever been to Crown Grill on my Princess Cruises, and if so, did I enjoy? Maddie, yes, I love Crown Grill. We have. I don't know how we didn't go on our last cruise. We were on a 10-night cruise and we didn't go on Star Princess, but it's excellent. We did go to the Crown Grill, I believe, on our first night on our last Princess cruise out of Alaska, and it was spectacular. We were with my mom. The steak was really good. Everything's lovely. It's served a la carte. I would highly recommend it. For the price, there's just no way to beat it on land. On our next Princess cruise, we'll definitely go, yeah.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Oh, my husband said one word, cheesecake. Okay, so the Crown Grill cheesecake must be amazing. He's a cheesecake lover. So let's see here. Yes.
I have one. This should be fun.
Okay.
Justine says, yeah, I am debating on a cruise or a hotel stay from Hawaii. What are your thoughts?
Justine is debating on a cruise or a hotel stay from Hawaii. What are my thoughts? Justine, I would do either. I think Hawaii is a little bit tricky. So here's my answer to you. Justine, I want you to do both. I would actually do a cruise. I would fly over, take I think which Norwegian ship does Hawaii? I think it's Norwegian Pride of America. Is it Pride of America? I would do the island cruise and then I would extend my stay pick the island that you think you might enjoy the most and stay. It's a really hard call because I think that, you know, when you're over there, you're going to get so hooked into the islands that it might be hard to get back on the ship at the end of the night. One of the things, though, that I think I probably wouldn't do, I don't think I would do the ones that sail out of LA or San Francisco, because there's 5 sea days over and 5 sea days back and a very limited amount of time on the islands, and that's just too much for me personally at sea. But that's a really hard one. I know some of our subscribers are actually over in Hawaii right now. It's good for both, but I think if you could do them both, maybe extend your stay and try to do that. Let's see here. Dory Wells wants to know if I suggest taking a fan. You can take a fan. If you get hot or you like white noise, it's no problem. Beth said, I heard they offer extras on the first night at Crown Grill. Is that true? They might offer some free wine, Beth. I'm a little out of touch with that experience. But they might. Carnival definitely does. They offer a free bottle of wine in their steakhouse. I will try to gather some information for you on that and let you know. Sherry and Nunya Business said it is definitely Pride of America that sails to Hawaii. Thank you for clearing that up. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. It was just struggling for just a moment. Got it. Okay, next question for me.
Well, Joshua wants to know what's the best thing to do with kids on board Carnival Miracle. You have some experience.
Oh yeah, Joshua wants to know what's the best thing to do with kids on Carnival Miracle. Yes, we've been on Carnival Miracle a few times with our kid, and it's a really kid-friendly ship. You know what my son really liked to do other than swimming in the pools and going to the arcade? They have a pretty decent arcade, by the way, and they give out little tickets for the kids. I think they even have skee ball on that one, which my son and I love, where you run the ball up the little path and it goes into the holes and you get tickets. My son liked Gatsby's Garden. It's this weird pathway that goes on either side of the ship, sort of on a low deck, that takes you on the from one of the corridors down the sides of the ship on the ocean side up to the arcade, and it's really cool. It's kind of a fun place to go chill. You can actually just sit there in a window and kind of look out and enjoy for just a moment. It's like a quieter area and it's really unique looking, so check out Gatsby's Garden. What else would I recommend for kids? The Seuss at Sea activities are really fun. I'm not sure how old your children are, but they have a Seuss at Sea parade. They read to the kids in the theater and it's really fun. They give all the kids noisemakers, which sounds really fun, right? I know we're all like, oh my gosh, more noise, but it's actually pretty cute. We did that with our son and filmed it. We do have a video on that somewhere on our channel. Maybe my husband can find the Seuss at Sea experience for you and pop it in the notes here after the video is over so that we can get that for you. All right, Angie with an A is saying that Moderno is amazing. Meat-a-palooza. Yes, Angie with an A is referring to the Brazilian steakhouse on Norwegian cruise ships. It's called Moderno Churrascaria. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. If you're Brazilian, please don't hate me. One of the things we love the most, Angie with an A, about Moderno is that they have that amazing salad bar. My husband and my son and I love the salad bar at Moderno. Of course, there are 15 different kinds of meat, from chicken to sausage to beef to pork, everything you can ever imagine, but we were stuffed before the meat even came because we just absolutely loved everything on the salad bar. Okay, let's see here. Monica Ruiz wants to know if we have done Disney, and we have not, Monica. We get asked that question a lot. The reason is twofold. Number one, there are no Disney cruises currently that are affordable out of the West Coast. I did see some out of San Diego, but they are 2 to 3 times as expensive as a cruise that we would normally take, and that is just not a good option for us. Okay, let's see. Terry, I think you're just asking what is the best thing to do on Carnival Miracle with kids. We just answered that for another subscriber, so go ahead and watch the replay and we'll get that answer for you. Tommy is judging me for liking salad at Moderno. Tommy, it's really good. I mean, come on, they have really good stuff on that salad bar. My husband agrees with me, right? Mm-hmm. He loved the salad bar. Come on, come on.
We had a question about imagination, and it's kind of, of course, it depends on who you are, but what is the best place to eat on the Imagination? And I had to search my memory. Do they have a Guy's Burger?
Yeah, they do. Then Guy's Burgers. Okay, so somebody asked what's the best place to eat on on Carnival Imagination, and my husband wants to weigh in and tell you his answer, and that is without a doubt, it's Guy's Burgers. Guy's Burgers are unbelievable, you guys. I do not like hamburgers that much. I never come home from work at the end of the long day and say, I'm craving a burger. I just don't. I'm kind of more of a rabbit when it comes to food. I like salads. I like hearty food and pasta and things like that too. But those burgers are unbelievable.
It's the toppings bar.
It's okay. My husband says it's the toppings bar. I'm gonna say yes, it's the toppings bar because it's high end, and you guys, it's free. But I think it's the meat. Their patties are in no way those pre-formed Costco patties that you would get in the freezer section at Costco that like have paper between them. They are it's very freshly ground meat. And there's something that happens with the edges of the burger where it gets all not burnt, but kind of crisped up, and it just melts in your mouth. There's nothing I've ever tasted like it. I think they're spectacular, and I'm not a burger person. I cannot eat an entire Guy's Burger, or I would blow my entire nutritional budget, if you will, for the entire day, but they are so good, you guys. And that toppings bar is off the hook. They have sauteed mushrooms, which my husband hates. He hates mushrooms. They have onion rings, or is it like fried onions?
Yeah, baby.
They have tortilla chips, jalapenos, lettuce, little tiny beautiful marinated peppers. And of course they have donkey sauce, which is unbelievable. Donkey sauce is this kind of combination. It's like a mayonnaise-y kind of a base, which is unbelievable as well. So yeah, it's good. But the dining room is also very good on Carnival Imagination and Inspiration. We enjoyed it quite a bit. You don't have as many choices, of course, on Carnival Imagination and Inspiration because they are smaller ships. They do not have a specialty dining venue. So you're limited to the buffet, guys. And Blue Iguana Cantina is good. They have breakfast burritos. At lunch, they have tacos. The tacos are really good. They have fish, pork, chicken, and maybe even some kind of beef. And the tacos are really good. And it's poolside. You know, you can't go wrong with poolside. It's really nice. So Justine wants to know if we've booked our next cruise. Justine, yes, we have. We have not announced it yet. We actually have several cruises in the works, and I would be happy to tell you guys where we're thinking about going for our next couple of cruises and kind of what we're thinking about. And we'll let you know kind of when later. We like to kind of wait a little bit in case we change our minds, because we do sometimes do that. We'll change our minds based on, you know, some new development in our lives or something with the ship, but we're hoping to get back on the Carnival Miracle soon to Mexican Riviera, and that will probably be in the next few months. So that's going to be coming soon, and we are stoked. We're going to vlog it. We've already done a ship tour on that ship, so that's going to be the next thing that we announce. We are currently planning a Panama Canal cruise with my mom. It is on everyone's bucket list in my immediate family, and we are looking at something like that this fall or winter. And then we are also strongly considering Norwegian Bliss, Justine, for next year. Norwegian Bliss will probably do the Mexican Riviera because I've looked at the itineraries, and while they do Alaska and Caribbean, it is extremely expensive for us to do the cruise and to fly. So as much as we do the Mexican Riviera all the time, we're probably going to be doing something over on the Mexican Riviera, but it's a brand new ship, so we're really excited because it'll give us an opportunity to show you all the ship, vlog it, ship tour, hopefully interview some of the staff on board, and give you a really nice look. Tommy from Always Be Booked says he's looking forward to trying Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue too. I've heard it's really good, Tommy. I've heard it's absolutely excellent. Angie with an A wants to know, how early do we book our cruises? Angie has 2 for 2018 and it's killing her. Yeah, I mean, we book them anywhere from a month to a year and a half in advance. We're all over the road. I just can't say that I'm consistent with that at all. Dawn's talking a little bit about Alaska. Dawn, make sure you jump on our live stream in 2 weeks so we can talk about Alaska with you. We'd love to have you here. Hey, Alyssa and Grant, glad you guys could make it. Angie's saying that a lot of people want to do Disney, but prices are keeping them away. Yes, Disney is expensive, and that's kind of a problem. Joshua wants us to join him on the Carnival Miracle on August 5th. We don't usually go in the summer, but we'll probably be jumping on sooner than that. So you will get to see our vlogs and all our videos before, which will be really fun. Let's see here. Very cool. Lots of you are saying that you're doing Panama Canal. That is awesome. Angie with an A is booked on Norwegian Bliss in December 28. Let's see here. CS and Meyer says, hello, opinions on Carnival Miracle Mexican Riviera for a family Christmas trip. You have 3 teens. I think that'd be a really fun trip. You know, you're gonna have to be prepared for anything. Any holiday cruise is gonna be more expensive, more crowded, and more packed with kids. As long as you're okay with all of those things, book it now, get on that ship, and enjoy a stress-free holiday. I'm kind of thinking about doing Panama Canal over the Thanksgiving holiday, actually. It's a long cruise, it's like a 10-nighter, but we're sort of looking at that because I tend to get a little bit overwhelmed during the holidays, and I think it's a really nice idea to take a trip. We're not quite ready to do a Christmas cruise yet, but I think you should do it and let me know how it goes. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Yes, question.
Michael Cook says, can you save a lot if you book your next cruise while on a cruise?
Okay, Michael wants to know, can you save a lot if you book your next cruise while on your cruise? It depends on what cruise line you're with, but generally speaking, on most cruise lines, it's a good idea. Norwegian and Princess particularly, and Royal Caribbean, actually I'm not sure about Norwegian, but Royal Caribbean and Princess definitely have good future cruise programs. But the good news is it Michael, did you say? Michael? Michael, you don't necessarily have to choose the cruise itself, necessarily. You can just put down a deposit on a future cruise, probably. And when you get home, you can pick the date and the cruise. So yes, you can save, but you save more in the sense that you get a reduced deposit and you probably get some onboard credit. Every cruise line is different. So I'm speaking very generally, and I'm speaking more specifically about how Princess rolls with their future cruise desk. So that's kind of general advice, but go find out what the perks are. And if there are perks and you know you're going to get back on that line, do what you need to do, put the deposit down and worry about the details later. All right, what's our next question? I see doing Carnival Miracle in mid-May. We don't have an excursion for camp. Nothing caught our attention. What do you recommend? Choco Sauce 24, I don't know what you mean about an excursion for camp. Are you talking about just general excursions for the Mexican Riviera? Give me some clarification below. Alex and Natalie's vlogs want to know, will we ever do a cruise to Hawaii? Carnival Miracle does 14-night cruises from California round trip. Yes, we were just talking about that a few moments ago. We would probably do a cruise to Hawaii from Hawaii, but not from the West Coast over because it's too many sea days for me. I would have to miss too much time from work. So I'd rather fly over and spend all my time on the islands. Great question. Very good. NJ Ron wants to know, has anyone used the mobile passport app for returning to the US? I've been hearing a lot about that, Ron, and I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. I know that Matt over at Royal Caribbean blog has talked a lot about the mobile passport app and speaks very highly of it. It's not offered on all ships, but I've heard that it's fantastic. Adam De Silva is recommending Carnival Magic as an awesome ship, said it's really affordable, has an awesome cruise director, and has everything that Carnival offers from Guy's Pig and Anchors, Burgers to Red Frog Pub, Waterworks, just a thought. Very good one. Awesome. Steve is weighing in on that question we had about the booking of your cruise while on board. Steve said Norwegian has a great program where they will match your $250 deposit. It's a 2-for-1 deal, and you have 4 years to use your deposit. If you have 4 years to use your deposit, I would definitely take advantage of that on board. That's aggressive and very nice. Okay, Tommy from Always Be Booked said that on the last Royal Caribbean sailing he was on, they would match your onboard credit with whatever your deposit was. But he's sure there was a limit, so you could you could put down the deposit, maybe it's $250 or something like that, or $100, and then they would give you that onboard credit in that amount. Very, very good. Cruise Planners is weighing in with strong opinion on this, and he's a travel agent, so you got to listen here, guys. Please book while on the ship if you're going to cruise again. Usually offering onboard credit, it is free money, and as Cruise Planners can tell you, is that Chip? Chip, is that you? Say, let me know if it's you. The thing, you guys, about booking on board is you can even transfer your booking to your travel agent once you get back on board. So. Once you get back on land. So what that means is that even if you put down a deposit on the ship, your travel agent can still get their commissions and credit. So don't hesitate if you use a travel agent to put down the deposit while you are on the ship. Okay, let's see here. Jessica said, what upcoming cruises are we excited about? Jessica, we had just talked about this a few moments ago. I think that we already kind of answered it. We're hoping to go on Carnival Miracle in the next few months, and we're looking at a Panama Canal cruise, and we're looking at Norwegian Bliss. We're really excited about that. Adam De Silva has a tip: book Norwegian group cruises. Interior staterooms get to choose 2 free at sea options instead of 1, and it's a great deal. Adam, what do you mean by NCL group cruises? Let me know. Night Audit is sharing some really awesome cruise news for us. Victoria, British Columbia is looking to becoming a home port starting in 2020. Oh my gosh, no details, but exciting for those of us on the island. That gives me chills. I'm so excited about that because we actually love Victoria. I would be thrilled to have Victoria as a home, as a port, because you could do a really amazing pre-cruise stay, rent a car, right, Night Audit, and cruise around the island for a while. That is amazing. Okay, Choco Sauce is clarifying about the Mexican Riviera. No, oh, I'm sorry, it was Cabo you were talking about. They want to know some excursions for Cabo. What do we recommend? Okay. I know what you mean. When you're looking on the cruise planner, there's really not a lot of exciting excursions for Cabo. I agree with you. And so we usually do our own thing at Cabo. We take a water taxi over to Medano Beach, Medano, or you can grab a water taxi and take the water taxi tour out to Land's End. You can see the arches. They can drop you off at Lovers Beach and Divorce Beach if you want to, or they can just, buzz you around. Depending on what time of year you're going, whale watching is the bomb in Cabo. If, we're coming to the end now of the whale watching season, so that's something that you can consider. If you're really high adventure, there is an adventure excursion that's really awesome in Cabo where you go sort of into the desert and you go on ATVs and you go ziplining and you do a crazy cool combo tour. Salsa and Salsa is a really good excursion that people love. You can also probably go to a resort. I think it might be... I'm gonna have to think about this, but I think the Playa Grande is within walking distance, although hot, deserty walking distance. Keep that in mind. From the port, you could do that. You could shop, you could go to restaurants, but we go to the beach every time. We go to either Pelican Beach, which a water taxi driver can tell you about, or we go to Medano Beach. We pull up a chair at one of the local restaurants there, like Billigan's Island is our favorite. We swim in the ocean. We eat nachos, and I drink beers and swim, and it's a blast. So I think that's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Looking for our next questions. The comments are coming in really fast. Ronald, Fire or Fear. Hey, Ronald, I remember you from Twitter. I'm not sure how to say your last name, if it's Fear or Fire, so I apologize. How harmful is the brownish water that flows from the faucet on Carnival Imagination? I've seen that. I've seen before that the water's a little bit brown on some of these ships. I've noticed it in the bathtub and the sink, so I didn't hesitate to brush my teeth with it, but I certainly didn't fill a glass with it and drink it. The truth is, Ronald, I really don't know. I would imagine it's probably not harmful, but I do wonder if maybe there's a little rust in the pipes, and I don't think that could be that good for you. So I would be careful, and I'm sure you already would report that to someone if you saw it, but I don't know if there's anything they can do. One thing I've noticed about that brown water thing is that it's not generally for the whole cruise. I've seen it maybe just for a day or two and then it kind of clears up. I wonder if it happens when they've been repairing something in a nearby hallway and then it just kind of runs through. So I'm not really sure about that. Okay, I'm seeing some questions come in here. Kelly wants some recommendations for excursions at Nassau or Freeport. Kelly, for Nassau, I recommend resort for a day type activities or a day pass at Atlantis if you want to spend a lot of money, although the day passes are all you can eat and drink, or at least you have a drink and food credit, and those are really great. So I think that's good. Crystal De Laurentiis wants to know what happens if you miss the port and it is the last port of the cruise. You won't be able to get your stuff that was left on the ship. No, you won't be able to get your stuff, and you'll have to be responsible for getting yourself home. You can only hope you have your credit cards with you. I read an article that was very interesting from Cruise Fever this week about what happens when you are left behind. What happens is that once the cruise line realizes you are not back on board, they will actually go to your room. They will find out if your passports are in your safe. If they are in your safe, they will take them out of your safe and they will leave them on with the shoreside staff for you. And that way you can hopefully get yourself home. And I never knew that. I was fascinated by that. But that's what I read. So we will see. Okay. Lots of questions coming in. I'm just trying to find which one we can answer first. Crazy Zombie D says, how do you keep your stuff safe while at the beach? We have two different things. We have this little thing that is kind of like a lock that we put all of our stuff in that you attach to a chair. That's really cool. We have a review on it on our Cruise Gear channel, but a lot of times what I'll do, first of all, we do not take very many valuables with us at all when we go to the beach on a cruise. We take a little waterproof neck thing that has a little plastic compartment that's about this big. In it, I roll up cash, my identification, my husband's identification, and our credit cards, and I literally take it in the water with me because I don't want to separate myself from my stuff, but I take very little valuables with me. Really more of a concern these days is what do you do with your phone? Like if you go swimming, right? What do you do? So that's hard for us. So what my husband and I, unfortunately, a lot of times we'll take turns going in the water and we just don't leave our stuff. It's kind of sad, but that's what we do. Jeremy said that they've had their share of brown water, so getting back to the brown water question, and they simply let the tap run and it goes away. So hopefully that is helpful. Great, let's see here. What am I missing?
Well, I saw one go by and it was kind of an interesting question. Somebody said, would you go on a cruise if it had less than 2 water slides? And it's a good question, but it seems like how important is a water slide to you?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's that important, then
go. Somebody asked in the comments that I missed a while ago, sorry about this, guys, would I go on a cruise with less than 2 water slides? It really depends. I probably would because our son gets bored of them really fast. And not all of the ships that we go on have water slides, so I probably would. But my husband had said, hey, if it means a lot to you, if the water slides are important, then book a ship with a great water park. Go for it. Eugene said, what excursions would you recommend for Grand Turk? Eugene, I haven't been, but I've heard that the beach is very nearby and the bars and restaurants nearby the ship within walking distance are amazing. So do a little bit of research on that. All right, looking to see what else we have here. Gods in Me One said, what do you recommend to do in St. Thomas or St. Kitts? I've never been to St. Kitts, but in St. Thomas, I'd recommend taking a ferry to St. John and hitting the beaches there for the day. Crystal wants to know, does Freeport have jet skis? And if so, is there a charge to rent? I think Freeport does have beaches with jet skis. Tommy, have you ever been to Freeport? And do you know if there are jet ski rentals? I know Tommy's saying that in Freeport, you can take a 15-minute cab to Port Lucaya and just walk around the market. Also, plenty of resorts you can just walk up to on the beach and amazing snorkeling. So again, Freeport, take a 15-minute cab to Port Lucaya, you guys. We're getting some questions about Ocho Rios. What are the best things to do in Ocho Rios? You could always do the waterfall that you hike up. I'm blanking out on the name of it. Dunn's River Falls. That's a very popular excursion. I know that you can also take an excursion that takes you kind of more into the jungle, and you can take like a ski lift type thing up and like a bobsled down or something crazy like that. There's some really fun things to do. Let's see here. Let's see, Bonnie wants to know what ships have nice indoor covered heated pools. Bonnie, many of Princess's ships have the finest indoor pools. Holland America does as well, and we love those heated indoor pools. They're so nice for sea days and for when our skinny little son gets cold when swimming. Those are really great, so hopefully that helps. Tommy from Always Be Booked is saying that yes, Freeport does have jet skis, and yes, they charge. Go to Port Lucaya. Be careful about jet ski rentals too, you guys. There are jet ski rental scams out there. You need to be careful. One of the most common jet ski scams is that, Tommy, did I hear this from you? Where did I hear this from this week? Someone was talking about the fact that you can get scammed by people renting a jet ski to you, taking your money, you bring the jet ski back, and they say, oh, there's damage to the jet ski, you have to pay us $200, and they'll even get the cops involved, so you need to be careful. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but you need to do some research in advance. I think that's a really good idea. Bye, Justine. Thanks so much for joining. We're wrapping up soon, too, so you're not going to miss too much. Terry Black is saying that Disney's Aqueduct water slide is fun. It goes over the side of the ship. Let's see here. Crystal De Laurentiis is asking, what is the difference between Jamaica ports of Ocho Rios, Mo Bay, and Falmouth? Crystal, I've only been to Ocho Rios, so I can't comment on that, but hopefully someone else can. I will let you know if I see anything. Jessica wants to know, what is there to do on Labadee for not much money? Ooh, Jessica, I think the public beaches are probably great, but renting a cabana is also amazing. It is money, but it's not a huge amount of money. Let's see here. Joshua Cucci wants to know, what is my shipmate username? Would love to follow me. Yes, you should absolutely follow me on shipmate and cruiseline.com. And guess what my username is? It's CruiseTipsTV. You can find it. It's all lowercase, all one word. You'll see my reviews and photos there. I would love it if you would follow me, and I will watch for you. That is awesome. Okay, Will Cool 22 says, any recommendations for San Juan? And in San Juan, there's you can go up to the fort within walking distance. It's actually a really good walking port. But in San Juan, I think a lot of people do go inland to the jungle area. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Can someone tell me what that beautiful jungle area in San Juan is called real quick, and I'll let everybody know. Tommy from Always Be Booked is also saying that the Quantum class on Royal Caribbean has great indoor pools. So back to Bonnie's question about that. Crystal wants to know, what do I know about the new MSC private island? I don't know much about it, Crystal. We haven't been on MSC yet. Lydia is weighing in on San Juan and said you should go to the ruins. Okay, let's see here. You guys, we're getting ready to wrap up. We're coming up on about an hour here. So I'm going to answer a few more questions, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up a little bit. Joshua wants to know if I would, I'm sorry, no, D-Hot, I'm sorry, D-Hotshot85 said, would I ever take a cruise to Cuba or consider it? We absolutely would. It's not the top of my list for destinations right now, but we would totally consider it. Joshua, I'm so glad I got your last name right. I am not that good at it, so... Mrs. WW, welcome to the chat. We're wrapping up soon, but you're not that late. It's A-okay. Okay. Joker Speaks is weighing in on thank you so much, on the rainforest in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's called El Yunque. So El Yunque Rainforest is a wonderful attraction in San Juan, and I highly recommend it. Thank you for saving me on that one, because I am just blanking out on stuff today, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. Does Royal Caribbean let you bring beverages on board? I know they still allow you to bring wine on board, but I think that they have, they do not allow water and soda anymore from what I'm recalling on their most recent policy, but check the website. Chris and Catherine Evanson recommend Cokie Beach for snorkeling in St. Thomas. All right, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We're coming up on exactly an hour here. If I have missed your question, this is a great time to pop it in the comments really quickly below. If I did miss you, I apologize. The other option is, once we save this to a replay and this live stream ends, you can still leave your questions in the comments below, and me and all of our other awesome subscribers will be sure to get you an answer or ask it on the next vlog. So if I've missed you, please do not worry about it. We'll get to it later, I promise. So just as a reminder, a little more housekeeping here. As I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, our April 8th Alaska YouTube live stream is our next live stream that's on the books. So that, you guys, is the Saturday before Easter, a whole entire week before Easter. So it's not Easter weekend, it's the weekend before. So bring all of your Alaska questions, ideas, suggestions. If you are any kind of an Alaska expert, we would also absolutely love to have you here for that chat. We'd love for you to weigh in. Share your favorite ports, your favorite activities, your favorite cruise lines, anything and everything you know about Alaska. We want you here and in on that chat. Okay, Mrs. WW wants some ideas on what to do in Costa Maya. And we're gonna go ahead and try to answer that one for you in the comments below afterwards, Mrs. WW. So thank you all so very much again for tuning in today. Special thanks once again to our awesome sponsor, cruiseline.com. We would really appreciate it if you guys would click on the link to cruiseline.com after this video. We're gonna put it in the comments below. Go check out their awesome reviews, their tips, and all of the photos that you can see while you're researching your next cruise. Well, thank you so much, you guys. We love the live stream too. I'm seeing all these comments come in. Thank you all for sharing your Saturday with us. And until next time, we'll see you on the high seas. Bye.
Cruiser of the week.
Hey, click me to subscribe.